guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with Limp, and I am here with the first part of what's going to be a little campaign for Trench Club, our World War I little miniatures hex encounter type game. I've got it all set up. We're ready to go. I'm going to show you the starting positions for each faction, and then we're going to jump into it. I wanted to make sure and tell you, check out the previous video because that's where I went over setup and all the good stuff. Now I'm playing it exactly as the rules, with one small exception. Actually, no, scratch that, two small exceptions. So with the trucks for the Allies, they're the Atama, right? So they got some trucks. You guys will see that. I decided to let them keep them for this first map because I want them to have that extra movement to try to position themselves. So they'll have them now, but then after that, the Atama won't worry about the trucks, so we'll stick with the rules on that one. Now, there's something else in the rules about the Atama, and they get into it here, and I'll show you this as we get into it. But basically, with combat, the Atama's not supposed to use dice. They're supposed to just get so many hits. It's basically automatic. And I don't like that because it's so static. It takes the swing out of it. That I want the enemy to have the ability to just get, their average hits, but I also want to feel the swings. I want to feel hurt because suddenly they get a lucky attack off and get a whole bunch of hits and crush one of my units. Or I get lucky and they whiff across the board. I want the swings. I want the dice gods. So I'm leaving that in. Plus, it's easier for me if I've got both sides using basically the same rule set, versus trying to figure out, what's going on with the Atama and then what's going on with my units. I want them all using the same thing. So for the most part, both sides are going to play the same. I'll make judgment calls for the Atama as we need and just go from there. All right, so the French have their units here. I've got a heavy infantry loaded in a truck. I've got infantry here loaded in a truck. Their field guns here. Then they've got their heavy mortar unit here and their mounted infantry, because not all the units can capture forts. Mainly it's infantry, whatever type of infantry. Even the heavy infantry can capture forts. So I put the slower infantry in the back so they can shoot out in whatever direction and try to gain some forts. And their cavalry can race forward and try to gain control of these forts. But remember, in this scenario, this first scenario, you can't capture a fort unless you want to start the war. So attacking the enemy or capturing a fort starts the war. And that is a condition of this game. We don't know what it's going to do yet. So one side's going to choose to start the war. We're going to have to see who that is. All right, up over here, we've got the British. Remember, the Allies are all going to be greenish colors, and the Axis, not the Axis, the Central Powers are all going to be gray type colors. I've got a truck, an infantry, field gun, and another truck up here at their front spawn location. And in the back, I've got their heavy gun because I didn't know exactly which direction I wanted to go with him, whether I wanted to shoot him north or shoot him down this way. So this gives me some options. And plus, I have plans for the British to fall back with their trucks after they shoot forward into some positions, and maybe pick up that mortar and take them in whatever direction is most advantageous for them at the time. But this way they can fall back into this corner and try to gain control of some of these forts, because we've got a big river running through here that's going to slow down a lot of these crossings. But that gives them some options. Plus, with the mounted infantry back here, they're quick, so they can race up in whatever direction. This heavy infantry, they can fall back one hex, and they're right there ready to take control of this fort. The Germans I have over here, I put their two guns up front, and I put pretty much all the infantry back here. That way the infantry could shoot north and shoot down and around and gain control of all of these other different forts. And I've got both the trucks with them so I can take the infantry wherever they need, because I'm going to have to waste some time going up in this direction to gain that fort and then shoot left as I knock my pieces around. But here we go. So after they have gained control of these forts, I kind of want to condense my forces, and I'm either going to shoot in the center and come around over this way, or I'm going to hook around in the north. And that's just going to depend on, where the enemy is gone at that time. Down here, I have the Austrians, and I found that the Austrians bleed into the map. And I think it's the winter map. The light gray bleeds in just a little bit much. See how these units don't really stand out all that well? The green does okay, even with the forest, but these, they just, I don't know. It's the white. Something about it makes them kind of blend in. But anyway, I've got some trucks back here, and I'm planning on using these trucks to get units that are produced as I produce units and ferry them towards the front. And we've got mounted cavalry back here. That way they can gain control of these extreme forts, the ones that are far back, and then push up forward quicker than regular infantry or the heavy infantry could. These infantry are in a position they can both, pop right down and jump in to be ready to take a fort. Because remember, you got to be next to it the turn before you want to take control of it. So no faction will control a fort this turn. Next turn, it can happen if we want to start the war. All right, so what I'm going to do is zigzag. I'm going to do one faction and then the other faction and then back and forth. So one team will go, the next team will go, and back and forth. Here, we're just going to see which side is going to start it, either the Allies or the Axis. We'll do 1 to 6 will be the, I keep saying Allies. I'm just going to say Allies because it's easier. 1 to 6 will be the Allies, and a 7 to 12 will be the Central Powers. So roll for them. And we got a 7. Yay. All right, so Germany is going to start us off. So I couldn't even start the war if I wanted to. I have to get units in position. But right now I'm trying to think, because I need to divide these forts out amongst each faction. So you can give money to each other, but it costs money to do so. Like if you give a coin, you got to pay a coin. And I don't really want to do that. Let's see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 here. So the Germans are going to have to get these top 3, and the Austrians will get the bottom 3. Damn. I put him in the wrong position then, but that's okay. He has a movement of 3, so he'll be able to get there. Now remember, they're cavalry, so they have a higher attack value this game only. But we're going to go with, and for the turns, we're going to do right here. Focus, move, declare attacks, combat, collect money, repair units, purchase units. So one faction will do all that, and then the next faction will go. Now, for the Atama, they're supposed to move and then fight. But again, I would probably lose track of that. So I'm going to play them both the same. Do all the moves, figure out the attacks, do all the attacks. That way, I just don't get myself clogged up. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. He's going to go here. That way, he's in position to take that fort. Now, there are trucks here, and I've got 2 infantry loaded. How far can trucks move? Trucks can move 4. But they're in the woods. Oh, I should have put him over here. I would have been able to dip onto that road. All right, that's not good. That's going to be 1.5, but I can squeeze it. All right, if we do it this way, how do I want to do this? I could go, that's 1, that would be 2. And then with these being half, I'd be able to get him there. Yeah. Okay, here, I'm going to do this way. So he's going to go 1, 2. So basically that's 2 movement points because the road is less. It's a 0.5 and the woods are 1.5. So that's 2. And then we've got 4 hexes of road movement left, because that's only 0.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll go to there. And we will unload these guys just 1 damn hex too freaking short. But because of that, I know I can get him around over to here, and we'll unload him there. There we go. So he's in position to take this fort. Cavalry's in position to take this fort. He will be in position on the following turn to take that fort. And now it's, what do I want to do with my guns? Because that field gun has a range of 1 to 3, and that heavy mortar has a range of 2 to 5. And neither one of them benefit from woods. Damn, aircraft don't, because of course the Big Bertha doesn't. Transport trucks don't. Anti-aircraft don't. Damn. Only infantry and the armor car and the tanks benefit from being in wood. So it really doesn't matter where I put those damn things. He's got a movement value of 2 and he's got a movement value of 1. So I might just trudge him along. If he's got a range of up to 5, I could move him forward so he could fire over in this direction. Yeah, so we'll just pop him forward by 1. And okay, now if you have 0.5 movement left, you can use that 0.5 movement to move 1 further hex. And I know that was the case for Aces and Armor, and I do believe it's the same case for Trench Club. Let me check just to make sure. Oh, yep. I can move into a meadow hex for a 0.5, but I cannot do it for the woods. But that's okay. We'll go there into that meadow because I can make that movement. So yeah, that was 1.5 and then basically a 1. So 2.5 worth of movement, but I can squeeze out that extra 0.5. That way he can jump on this road and cut up this direction. Or maybe even pop over here and get a line of sight over there, but he's only got a range of 3, so he wouldn't be able to shoot too far, and the woods are going to block line of sight anyway. Yeah, we'll have to figure out where we're going to go with him. I'll probably shoot him around to cover the center. And Big Bertha, not Big Bertha, but the heavy mortar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can reach out and touch into this area, but I might bring him around somewhere else. Oh, hold on. He was there. Do I want to bring him around and take him around the wood? Yeah, I'm going here instead. We're reversing that because he's here. He started there. He's going up instead. That way he can jump on this road and get some extra movement because he can move 2 hexes long roads. That'll help. That way I can get both my guns over in this direction quicker. Yes. Okay. Perfect. All right. Right here, we are angling down and looking at the French. They're next ones to go. There's nothing else I can do. I can't declare any attacks. None in range for the Germans, rather. No combat, no collecting money, no repairing anything, no purchasing any units. No one has any money yet. So we're going directly to the French. This first turn is pretty much going to be all movement. We're going to definitely move this cavalry right here adjacent. He's going to hop on this road to go forward by 2, and he can scoot up around this way. That'll work. That'll work. Now I want to get this one, and I want to get this one. So if we take this little truck right now, and he's going to go, because he's got 4 movement points, I believe. Yes, truck has 4 movement points. 1, yeah, falling off. So 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, that's 2.5, 3, 4, and I'll unload there. Actually, we're going to move him back. That way, no, we're going to go there. That way, if I produce units here, he can scoot them along the road. So there we go. Yep. We're going to do that. So heavy infantry's there, ready to take control. And we're going to take this infantry same way around. So 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, unload, show clear. And he has 2 movement points, I believe. Yes, 2 movement points. So that's 4 hexes along the road. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yes, you can cut corners like this. That's specifically put in the rulebook that you can cut corners. So the guns coming up, they are positioned to take these 3 lower forts. And now we're going to pop over to the Austrians. And I'll go ahead and say this. I know war is being declared next turn because, like I said, I'm playing the bad guys at bad guys, and I am definitely going to declare a war. So that's going to happen. So I will be taking control of all of these forts. We'll be moving this truck. Where do we want to move this truck? I want to move this truck so I can basically get him loading up units. 1.5. 2, yeah, we'll put him around here. I should have enough to get there. No, that's 3. No, I can only get him to there. All right. Yeah, way down here at the bottom, just tilting down. Because there's a fort right here in the corner. They put them way at the corner. The 2 bottom forts are exactly in the corners. But if I'm not going to produce units there, probably. You know what? I know I'm not going to produce units there, so I'm not going to go there with that truck. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.5, 4. Yeah, we'll take him up to there. And we'll bring this other truck up north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We'll stop him there. And I had all these units right here. I know he's going to go there to prepare to take that fort. He's going to go here. So now I have a unit next to all 3 of these forts. There's one fort that I've missed. Oh, no. Yes, this cavalry was supposed to go here because this one's going there. Okay, retconning it. I took him to the wrong fort because the Austrians are taking these 3 and the Germans taking those 3. Okay, perfect. Excuse me, I know I'm rolling it back, but it is what it is. Otherwise, I'm wasting a whole turn on it. But yes, now we've got it. 1 here, here, here. Perfect. He doesn't gain anything from forced. And I know I'm going to be attacking. So, what do? Let's go 1, choose buckle my shoe. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, I'm getting 0.5 movement on the road, so I can go farther with him. And we are moving up so I can get some shots down range on these ugly British people. He is within range, so I can do some combat with him on next turn. Yes, 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 he will be able to fire, rain hellfire down upon them. Yes, maybe not the field gun, but I can get the damn dirty British. Now, yes, technically I will be using the Atama on the decisions for their next one, but I know this first turn is all about trying to get position for forts, so I'm not worrying about doing the Atama because the Atama is going to tell them to get in position to take these forts. We're going to do an unload show clear over here. Truck's going to come around, unload him there so he can go there. He is going to ride forward to there. He's going to drop back 1 hex. He's going to move forward 2 squares. And I don't know where I want to put this truck. Since we don't know, I got a truck up there and a truck here. And where do I want to put this truck so he's out of the way, but can do something if need be? You know what? We're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to just put this truck up here out of the way because I'm not really worrying about the trucks for the Atama later anyway. So, because yeah, they're not going to use them, but I just wanted them to have the advantage for the bonus movement. The British didn't really need it. It just helped them get their infantry right here. But that worked. That worked. All right, so as this first turn stands, all the factions are prepared. They are in front of specific forts. They're ready to get them. The most aggressive has been the Austrians. They've moved up some units who are very, very close to the British and getting close over here to the French. But I'm going to have to bring up some German units to support them over here because the British are going to be making a push up here to the north. All right, so we're going to get started on the second turn. We might not finish it because I'm going to have to dig in the cards, I think, because I know I'm going to declare war this turn, and I know that'll cause me to flip some cards, so we'll be doing some legacy things. But this is going to make a difference because it's either going to be the British or the Germans starting us off. If it's me, I'm declaring war right off the bat, and I'm taking forts. If it's the British, we have to flip a coin. And depending on what we get on the coin, will determine on whether it's going to be this turn or not. And does this even have a head? It says heads, but it's got a cross on both sides. I'll have to just pick one of these sides to call a head on it because they're very similar. All right, but let's roll for it, see what's going to happen. Oh, the British. The British got it. That means we have to flip a coin. All right, I'm going to flip a coin. I'm not going to focus this thing in close, but just understand it's got 2 crossy symbols on it. They're similar, but one has a different image. So I'm going to be using this side as tails. I'm going to be using this side as heads. All right, so if it is heads, they will continue to attack. But if it's tails, or no, if it's heads, they'll continue to move. It's tails, they will attack, which means the British will start taking forts. And, oh, we got heads. We got heads. Okay, so the British are not attacking. That means they are just moving. So I don't know where to go with them. Okay, this is the time to look to the Atama because they can't take forts. They are not declaring the attack. But we got one more chance. Well, no, we're not going to have one more chance because the Germans go next. I would roll, or I'd flip a coin rather, for the French, but the French are going to have a chance because I am taking a fort on my turn, on the German turn. So we're definitely going to have to look here. They start with their foot guys, then they go to close combat units, and then they go to long range units. So close combat is aircraft, tanks, armored cars. So basically everything right now is pretty much going to fall under either foot soldiers or long range. Let's see, for their foot soldiers, they can't conquer a fort. They've already moved next to hexes for neutral forts. I think the only thing I can do is move units to prepare to attack. And I think it'd be a good idea to move into range to bring fire because I could have their field gun and this one focus fire down on this one. All right. If he brings forward just by one, he's got range and he can move a maximum of 2 hexes. Now get him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, one more turn. One more turn. He'll have range. But I think that's all the movement I can do. There's no need for me to move the trucks. And like I said, all their other units are positioned. Yeah, all their other units are positioned. There's nothing. All right, so here's where we're definitely going to be kicking off. Because I am going to conquer 2 forts. Sadly, I cannot conquer 3, but I will go ahead and move this guy into position to be prepared to conquer that fort on the next turn. But he's going in. He's going in. The Germans are declaring war, which means I get to claim. Move that over a little bit. There we go. I get to claim both of these forts, which will now start generating me revenue. Now, the question is going to be, what happens? What happens here because of me declaring war? Now, what other movements do I want to make? Real quick. See if I can get anyone in position to attack. Oh, I did. If I had switched those places, I could get him in range to lob some shells, but I can't. He's got to go 1, 2. I could get him 4 hexes, but he's going to be close, but not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's pointing that way. He's just a hair's breadth away. But that's all right. That's all right. I think that is going to be all of my German units. Yeah, both guns. Trucks don't need to move. Let's see. I'll be producing units from here. So let's bring these trucks actually back over here. Just in case. We're going to load them. Yeah. I could unload directly into the truck. Yeah, we'll put them there. All right. Now, we have declared war, which means I have to do the card thingy. So, this is the one I've been waiting on. The event card, a player declares war. And I've done that by capturing forts. If the Central Powers declared the war, draw B. If the Entente declared war, draw C. The nation that declared war puts a shame sticker on the list. I knew it was going to be there. I knew it, man. And we got to draw card number 6. All right, so this is going to be new to me. All right, like I said, I'm just marking it down. Which factions get shame points? The Germans have now gotten shame points. I need to draw B, which B is going to be breaking news. Let's see what we got here. And it is Germany declares war on France. No kidding. German troops launch a broad attack on France, breaking through the French and Belgian defense lines. Forces from Germany and Austro-Hungary follow their strategy of the Schlieffen Plan to launch an attack on France from the north through neutral Belgium to bypass the major defense lines on the German-French border. German units conquer Belgium forts. Yep, we got them right over the with the help of heavy artillery within a few days and rush deep into French territory. French and British expeditionary forces pull back to reorganize the defensive lines. Yes, you pull back, you dirty French bastards. All right, and we've got something going on here. This is card 6, and it is instructions. All right. Mission: play 4 more rounds use the start marker to count rounds. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to count that out. I'll just put some markers at the top of the board. The team that owns the most forts at the end of the 4th round wins. Within this team, the player with the most forts counts as the winner. On a draw, agree to pick one. If both teams own the same number of forts, the player declared the war wins. Yes. So not only do I only have to tie to win, I don't have to have the most. I can just tie. That's perfect. That's perfect. I can just meet them. So we're only going to have to fight over a few. There's basically 6 forts over here, and there's 6 forts over here that I know are not really going to be contested all that much between the two sides, which means all I've got to do is hold down here and get at least one of those forts. Yep, I have to get just at least one of these forts up here, and that will give me enough to tie. And I can keep this one contested. Oh, yes, perfect. I can get the win. If the Central Power is 1, D. If the Entente does do E. Reminder, the winner puts his country's flag on the timeline and the territory on the legacy board. There's card 7, and the next battle starts with card 12. All right. Perfect. We got some cool stuff going on. Things are starting to change, and now it's going to start heating up. Unfortunately, I do not have the ability to click off any fights right now. I do not have range. Oh, I wanted range. I wanted to put some rounds down range, but I just do not have it. But I got 2 forts, and sadly I'll get 1 more. But I can move up that heavy infantry over here and threaten that fort and just guard it. All I got to do is take it and guard it, and that's an instant tie, and they would have to take it from me. So I have 2 sections I have to guard, like right here, and then this little bridgehead right down here where I've got the 2 guns. If I can guard those 2 zones, I get the win. All right. Yeah, this shouldn't be too bad. All right, we'll pick up with the beginning of the French turn since I'm about at time on this video. And now this is going to change it up because the French will be able to take all of these forts down over here that they are holding back on. But the Austrians will also be able to take all these forts. And like I said, it's just these 2 bridges right here that I got to hold. I hold them and contest up here, and I lock in that win. All right, but you guys stay tuned. The next video should wrap us up. 4 rounds should go by relatively quickly since I shouldn't have to deal with any more legacy cards, and I can just focus on the gameplay itself and start slinging around sound range. All right, that's going to be it for me for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Y'all take care, and I will catch you in the next.